All right, guys, I heard it's about time. It's that time, something like that. Some of you guys could be really, really looking into how far you came. Like you're like could be going through your journal. Maybe a lot of you guys journal, and you're looking back and you're like, wow, and time has flied. For some of you guys, you're looking back. It's like infinite. It's like 3 years. Some of you guys 5. Some of you guys are barely starting, but that's okay. Just enjoy your journey. You know how I say it? I love my spiritual journey. The quicker that you get into that energy vibration, it'll be better. Some of you guys seen that. We'll leave that one there. That post that I put with Rocky, man or woman, it doesn't matter. You guys have been under spiritual attack, and some of you guys know. I know when I went in, I knew what I was getting into, but not that deep. Like what? And if you really pay attention to it from a higher perspective, you know, it's in a ring. You're going back and forth, but if you look real carefully, you have this spirit of courage, this spirit of bravery. Because a lot of you guys out of your family, it was you, and you didn't back down. You could have been losing this person, that person. You could have been even lost a love. Could have been a relationship that made you like this. And a lot of them, they could have been laughing at you. And then the hardest part is when you see even your, parental figures pulling back, not helping you, rejecting you. And if you're in that situation right now where you're feeling that hurt, that pain, and that rejection, I want to tell you, man, look at it from a higher perspective. You're stepping in that ring, and you're not coming out into the devil. The enemy gives up. It's a spiritual war. You're not fighting flesh and blood. So a lot of you guys, you're holding back, and it could be even with love. You had to put that to the side, and it could have hurt you. But God has somebody better. And when I talk about even my situation, I put it out because it's part of my testimony. I've lost a lot in people's eyes. I don't value those things, materialistic things. They come and go. They're not even mine. If we pass away, what do you take? The clothes that they put you in the casket. But realistically, if you're fighting over materialistic things, I could understand because you work hard. And then to have somebody take it, but allow God to handle that situation. In love, if somebody takes your person in love, or what can you do? You don't own them. They don't own you. And you're gonna, once you change that mindset, because remember that this is what the devil's after: your mind, your emotions afterwards. Your mind first, you're going crazy, and a lot of you guys are dealing with spell work. Some just the gossip. Gossip is considered that. Envy, anger. Some of you guys with somebody wanting your person, and if they wanted to go, you could have been like me, like, hey, I'm not fighting for nothing, because I don't want somebody that's not gonna love me. I don't want to be with somebody that's just there for my money. I really saw that, and it was kind of sad. But what do we expect? Like I said, you have to look at it in a way that, that could be even God testing you. But man or woman, if you're a woman and you get left behind and they left you with nothing, a place to live, nothing, and you have kids, don't worry, that's karma. But if you did something to hurt the person, because last night, I was doing my, my session with God where I was talking, and I was getting these flashbacks, these memories where I remember the symptoms that I was going in, the attacks and everything, and I wasn't used to this kind of work or dealt with that. I didn't know about all this book. I mean, I knew, but it was nothing that had my interest as I was growing up. But some of you guys could question yourself, why? Why is it that am I going through this? It's for a greater lesson. I mean, greater purpose. You're not going to understand it until you go through it. And have hope. because it could be a long road. You know, you're going through the wilderness, and if you're going through it and you're in tears because you could have been left, you're like, I don't have anybody, and you're walking alone, but you're not alone. You are, but you're not. So you build that connection, you know, that bond, and it's gonna cost you. Don't think it's gonna be easy. Oh yeah, Jesus got this right away. You know, no, you're gonna work for it. You know, before you walk through this door, because the door's gonna appear, that portal, once you know they test your faith. And this is if you're in this position, you should be happy. Infinite, you're like, fuck you. It could be hard, but you know what? If there's no challenge, there's no reward. External influences may be draining your power. Reclaim control of your decisions. So when you feel like when they're coming up against you, collective, whoever you are, I don't know why 627 caught my eye, and some of you guys could be born on that day. But what I'm hearing right now, like, you're on this path. You have this compass. You don't know which way you're going. You want clarity, right? Because it right here says, work smarter, not harder. Align efforts with strategy for maximum impact. And you were chosen for this, and that's why you're allowing the devil and the confusion to get to you. If you're in this, you're on this spiritual journey, you have the ability to strategize, but always align it with God. And that's that way you can move different. Because if you get blinded, you're gonna miss. You're gonna be like Rocky, where you're getting hit left and right, and that could be a strategy. Like, bitch, come on. But spiritually, if you have to go to physically, you know, for protecting your life, obviously you got to do what you got to do. God forgives. But if you could avoid it, because this is very important part of your test. You see this bridge right here? Now I'm picking up some of you guys, you're getting the clarity or the person that hurt you, whether family, lover, because we have this one still here. And it's almost like they laugh maybe when they hurt you, but that's okay. You might be at the point right now where you want to seek revenge. Who doesn't? It's normal. It comes normal to us, you know, and it can manifest like a motherfucker because you have that strategy to do it. And I felt the same way, like, and when I saw all that were involved, it hurt. It hurt more than me trying to seek that revenge. It was hurtful because the least person that you least expect. And I'm not a saint. I wasn't a saint, and I'm still not a saint. You know, I have my flaws. And there was another post where I just remembered right now, where there was a guy, you know, building the bridge, and the woman's like, he was like, man, I don't know if I can make it. And for my ladies, this is very important. You guys are the encouragers of the man that you married, and you could be in separation, or you could already, you know, separated, divorce, or you know, sometimes some of you guys, there's the bridge could be burned. Not all of you guys. Depends on your faith and God. God has to say so. But the reason I'm hearing this right now is, if you notice on that post and you look, because what I put on there is meant for you to use your higher perspective, like your higher self, and really get the synchronicities. And it's going to hit everybody individually different. But look, the man's going, and once he felt, if you see the woman, she basically sells the house and puts it back into his project, and he's going, and there's always a cocksucker. It could be a woman or man. They said it could go either way, and tries to convince the woman, in this case in the post, he ain't gonna make it. Come with me, this and that. And she said no. She had her heart right there, and we've lost that love, that connection, the faith in our partners, or the ones that have lost. And it's a lot of you guys, if you're in my case, you're picking up this vibration. You lost, and you were okay. Maybe you're on the verge of wanting to seek revenge because it was like, man, that was petty, because they tell you one thing but did another. Like, in other words, they could have said, okay, we're good, you weren't good. You know, your person could have had malice like underneath. No, I'm gonna pay you back, and that's God sees that. God sees that. You can't hide that. People think God is blind, but no. So you could have had good intentions, and then they put you in a situation. In my case, I was confused. I didn't. It was, and God knows, but somebody could is thinking back, and that laughter that they had right here is gonna turn to prize because they burn a bridge. Some of you guys look 11-11. This could have been a twin flame of yours or just a soulmate, and they, you know, you had to cross it by yourself, and it could have been God that burned it and saw it. It was too much. And like I said, for whoever I'm picking up, look, with this right here, and then you have this train, like you were moving in a different direction, and it put you on this path by yourself, and you could have told your person, like I said, you could have been, you you wasn't perfect. Some of you guys could have said, you know what, well, we could start new, we'll sell everything y vámonos to a different place or a different city, X, whatever. But no, they wanted the material, like the wealth. Some of you guys are dealing with somebody that never had money, like, and money makes people do crazy things. Like I said, there was I don't know if I said it in another video, but give a person power and money and just sit back and watch. It'll change. It'll change them. Maybe, maybe not. And for whoever I'm picking up collective, you have, even if you had money, you kind of maybe low key. Some of you guys will show up. So maybe you felt good to illustrate what God had given you. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4. Some of you guys even planes you had. Yeah, helicopter or something like that. But this bridge right here, and when somebody burned the bridge, that was it. And God is creating a new bridge, and that could be for something new. There's something on your path. I hear a hawk right now. This hawk could be significant, and it's screaming. Go to you. They said, or YouTube it. Spiritual meaning of a hawk screeching. You're gonna get another answer there. You hear it? And it's like right here. Efficiency. So working smarter. You have the ability, collective, whoever you are. You have this ability, and you have these ideas to. Maybe that's why they were envious. You were good at delegating. And your ideas save money, save time. And see this, whatever you're feeling, if you're feeling thrown off or like there's no, you're feeling drained, you feel like time is passing by and you're not making any progress, and you're looking outside, and everybody that could betray you, you could see them, you know, advancing in whichever way. Look, you can feel like you're chained up, and you possibly are. But there's a key right there. And a lot of you guys, it's all mental, it's all spiritual. This is gonna be your cheat sheet. You have the keys to your future. You have them in your hand. You hear it? If you're in a position where you're seeing everything falling apart, like maybe your career, 1444 would be significant. Maybe you're seeing 444. They want you to move quickly, like get on this journey. Trust the process. Trains could be significant. A lot of you guys, I don't know why, with the train, something with the train, but it's in acceleration. And you know when the train keeps going, like for some of you guys, this person that hurt you, they put out so much negativity, like behind the scenes, like you could have did it. Everybody knew what was going to happen. Like if they were going to arrest you or you know, they put charges you didn't know, and you could have, it could have been months, you know, and then all of a sudden you find out, and it's shocking because the whole time everybody knew. How does that make sense in court? And a lot of you guys just go to God. He's gonna guide you. In my case, God said and I had to follow His direction, and you're gonna understand later why. Because if you seek revenge, you're gonna miss out the whole thing. Allow that's your situation to play out the way it needs to, the way God has it. Because man, I'm gonna tell you, a lot of people think they get away with it, but you could read in the Bible, God is in control of everything, whether we want to control it. But God will lift people up for a certain reason or for a certain time, and He'll make them crush down. And people that try to step or that do step to get over on people that do wickedness to elevate themselves, they hurt worse when God has them crushing down. Those are people that are insecure. They're too worried about what other people think. And if they see them down here, after they've been over here, because once they get here, they think son los meros chingones, chingonas, big boss bitch and big boss dude, whatever. But they won't handle. They don't know how to handle humility, like humbleness. Just allow God to do it. And this is your moment for you to accelerate, to move forward, and you're gonna move fast, and it's gonna happen like this. Like your tower moment could happen. You're like, you weren't expecting it. You weren't expecting it. Look, resistance to help may be limiting your growth. Allow yourself to be supported. And you could have this situation where it's hard for you to get help. And I understand it because I experience it. It's hard because, on my case, I couldn't get help on the outside. Like, it was weird. I was silenced. Like, I couldn't speak. I couldn't defend myself. And I didn't know this until later. And I asked God, why? Because I'm very protective over my family. And that's what hurt me. So imagine that. And God said, you don't need to handle that. Get out of your comfort zone. Allow me to handle. That's hard to your kids and everything. Coming from a lifestyle that's maybe not the best, but a lot of you guys, it's hard to trust. And you're like, fuck. And that's okay. And I understood later because it allowed me to trust God. But then you're going to get to the point where you're going to start to branch out, and you know got to place the right people in your life. So it says serenity, a calm heart, and I can't even read it. I don't know, it's in pink, but you guys can see it. So some of you guys are being asked to be calm the mind, trusting in God. Here's the full moon. This is you going through the moon cycles. You could be dealing with a water sign, Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer. You could be one of these, and you're learning to calm your emotions, and that's so important. A lot of you guys that are going through this, you didn't know how to control your emotions. You were hot. You were ready to protect. And some of you guys, you just were, you have this energy. You're a boss, man or woman. And you don't come, maybe people think you come off a little cocky or something, but whoever I'm picking up, you hold your own. And some of you guys could be patient. Like when God tells you, because it's set strategic. Imagine somebody that doesn't know how you are with enemies. Because a lot of you guys are strategic. And now they're on the other side and they're scared. You're silenced, the way you're moving, and then the guidance. And you could be in this energy and look, you're calm and everything. You're going to go from mad to being like this when you surrender and give it to God. You're going to be like, I'm walking on sunshine. I don't know why. It says resilience. Believing before seeing is the key to manifestation. Trust the process fully. Release control and allow your manifestations to unfold in perfect timing. So throw it out there. Say, God, you already seen. I know you're not blind because I just told you, but you could tell them, like, talk to him. God, I know you ain't blind. And I know you see me furious over here. And show me how to be calmer. Thank him. Thank you for allowing, teaching me how to be patient. Even though you made me with this ambitious heart, and just go with this flow and speak like a poet, man or woman. I know you have something better. I'm gonna walk. I know I'm gonna be free. And then look, you go to this energy, and you start to breathe, and your body starts to change. You start to rejuvenate, and you're gonna understand why this heartbreak happened. You're breaking a chain because a lot of you guys, your families, if you look back, some of your families they didn't want to speak up. They weren't happy, and a lot of you guys, your parents could have had somebody else they loved, and they couldn't go for that person. Some of them left and got married to the wrong one just because they wanted to get out the house, and then they meet somebody, their heart's pumping like this. Imagine, man, for some of you guys, both of your parents had the opportunity, but they did it. If this is the case with love, there was too traditional. No, you can't. What are people gonna think? For some of you guys, you could have lost somebody out of jealousy, like your ex that you weren't even married to. They could have hurt somebody that you really liked, or even a parent. But everything's gonna unfold. You gotta keep your mind, your thoughts positive. Like, really enjoy this journey. It took me a while. I had to deal with a lot of spell work and confusion, and it took me a while, man. And that was because, of course, you love your family. Who doesn't? Some of you are like, fucker, there's a hawk again. I'm gonna pull one of these. How's your person feeling? They don't want to talk. They don't want to talk. I think you guys are gonna realize the more and more you let go of even thinking about them, how they're doing, if they're okay, if they're regretting it, all that, if they regret hurting you, and like I said, for a lot of us that I'm talking with us, that we're talking, a lot of us, we weren't perfect. And you could be like me. You're open, like, yeah, I fucked up, but not to get, blindsided. Like, you could be a person that's fair, like, all right, yeah, I did this, and well, let's go 50-50, and you're not trying to screw somebody over, because it's very important. This is very important. Whether you're a cross watcher or not, I didn't even say a sign. I don't know why I said that, but there's this law, the universal law of reciprocation. Like, what you give, you should receive. So if somebody betrayed you, or stole from you, and you're on this journey, like you're going crazy, and they tried to take advantage, guess what? They're gonna receive what they dished out to you. But the enemy wants you to, let's light a candle and send it back to sender, so his dick doesn't get hard, with the other person, or so she doesn't have other lovers. And there's even there were, when I was researching, even so they could be sluts, man or woman or gay or something, and it's crazy the amount. So imagine what happens when that goes back. Some of them could be all alpha, and then all of a sudden one of their kids comes out because they did that to you. I mean, we pay for everything, or they could lose a kid. Look, they could be obsessed because you're still moving forward. You're looking different. Oh my God, it didn't work. He's still smashing, or she's still dating, or you just focus on your purpose. But this is how we asked how your person, was feeling. Look, they feel like this. All these bills. It says right here, gaslighted, but I'm picking up like your person's like day and night. They're like, fuck, all this. The person could be in this energy, and look, this is you. We remember that I told you they're looking, and you're there, but how? If I took everything from you, you put everything on mute. Like, nobody calls me. Very few. You could be selective now. But look, mute. You're chilling, and if it's your person out, like for some of you guys, your person could be put in the front. They're happy and everything, but no, they're not. See, they could have ran. If you're a male, they could have ran you off. They're like, no, he'll come back. If you're a female, you walked away and said, vámonos a la chingada. You could be like this, God, I don't know where you're taking me, but make sure there's no creeps around here. Some of you guys could be crazy like me, like, man, whatever God puts in front, I ain't backing down. And you could have been like this. A lot of you guys had experienced a tough childhood. You could have left home early. You could experience, the system. You could have, you were down. If you were down for whatever, for your friends here, your little clique and everything, imagine, God tells you, hey, are you down? Con más ganas? At least that's the way you should be. So if God is for you, who could come against you? And if they come against you and you're like Rocky, man or woman, getting busted, you know that if you die, you're going to heaven. Because God is right there. But don't give up. The devil's going to be like, damn, this person in the wind is blowing right now. This fucker, this bitch still gets up. Doesn't back down. Hell no. Do whatever. You seen him? Open my third eye. People would be afraid, but there's somebody that's doubting. You see how that lady walks? It could be a man. They're looking at a distance and they're like, damn, that's a great ass woman. That's a badass man. But it's like they want to come at the last minute. And guys, it's your choice. You're gonna have to pick, but dedicate yourself to. That's what I tell people. You can listen to other people's chingaderas, but if it's not uplifting your heart, it's fucking you up. Look, you are thankful for your amazing fucking life. You're gonna be the trendsetter. There's gonna be bitches that are gonna be copying your style, but it's not your style. It's God's style. They're still gonna copy. And I laugh because it's whatever God wants. But this is what they don't want you to understand. You are thankful for your amazing fucking life. No matter where you are, when you show God gratitude, olvídate. You are a creative and clever little fucker. And I claim this 1,000 folds. It says, you are fucking worthy of everything you want. And there's a reason. Sometimes God wants you to wait. And even me personally, you don't want to go into a situation. No, allow things to unfold and catch everybody involved. Allow God to give you the sign to take control. If you look at Samuel and what was that, King Saul? Oh, he was so he started to have fear because the enemy was coming, but he was supposed to wait for Samuel to do the altar, something like that with the thing, and he got impatient, scared, just because you see the demons coming. Remember, no weapon formed against you shall form, or if God is for you, who could be against you? They could come close. You can look at them, dance with them if you want. But don't be like King Saul, where he got impatient and he thought he could do it acá and then go attack. They still won, but he did it without God. And some of you guys, you need to put God first. If you've done magic on somebody, repent. God will understand your heart. But if you mean it, if you don't, I don't know what to tell you. You can go to a different channel or whatever you want. That's what I got for you, collective. I don't know who this is for, but whoever it is for, your life is gonna change. So what if you cry? So what if they took things from you? You're gonna get more. The only thing I could advise you right now is seek His guidance and do your inner work. Let go. Who cares? Like, tell your emotions, fuck that. Fuck it's ugly. That bitch is ugly. No, nobody's ugly. I don't mean it like that. But don't take things so serious. Because at one point, there was love till the enemy infiltrated. And a lot of it has to do with our pride. What are people going to think? Like, if you're a woman, you are amazing. You're beautiful. There's a glow behind your aura. And for my fellas, the same thing. But if you sit there and you allow the energies out here to infiltrate you with guilt, shame, oh, what are they going to think? Oh, you know what? It didn't work out. Oh, they left you with that person. Yeah, but I smashed a lot of times before that. I had 3 kids with them. You have to have an optimistic mind. Like, you know what? Hey, maybe It's their turn. Okay, God, where's my gift? I'm giving my toys to the next person, man or woman. God, what do you have for me? Instead of being bitter, you're driving other people away. And say, you know what? Okay, because we all deserve to love, to receive love. Don't ever forget, reciprocate. I don't know how that fucking says, but what you give, you shall receive. So, like, guys, if you want a fucking major ass blowjob or something, you gotta eat the kitty cat, bitch. You can't sit there and just have her right there. I mean, I was like that too. Pero you have to eat the kitty cat. You have to equal give and take. Let's get out of here. Infinite Tarot 88. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, and comment.